So, you're playing Ignite Shen into Lee Sin top with TP.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Well, first off, you should always be here level 1 to cover, so get rid of this habit where you're still like AFK doing stuff. And always cover stuff. Never stand AFK under tower.
Minions have spawned.
Alright, that's fine. I don't know if you can cheese Lee Sin level 1. Maybe it's scary, so I respect you not going for that. So here he comes. I would walk up. Oh, okay. So first mistake. Always make sure you're closer to the enemy when you press the drag through. Because let's go back like a second. See here between the two of you. If he just walks away right now and you chase after him, you will get either 0 or maximum 1 empowered Qs. So what you need to make sure is that he's busy like attacking a minion, or that you're sure you're close enough that you can actually start kiting with him and getting several empowered Qs at the same time. Because if he just walks away right now, right here, just keeps walking away, you just ruined your blade positioning from a really good one that you prepped to a bad one that you won't be able to use, and then you will have to re-prep it. So always make sure you're actually like already on top of the guy when you go for a drag through. So luckily for you, he kind of trolls and walks into you anyway, but it's really important to do that. Okay, and he kind of aims it. That's fine. Okay. And now you have your Q up again. Okay, so this is a bad Q. Know why? Because it's not a drag through and it doesn't place the blade in a better spot. So what you could do here is, because you know his Q is on cooldown, so you, instead of auto attacking or doing anything like that, you just walk up like here. And then if he starts attacking you for it, then he's gonna stop in place, right? And you can get behind him and get the drag through. And you're gonna hard win that trade. He doesn't have Q yet. And if he just runs away, that's good as well, because that means you can place your blade here and prep it for the next trade and just walk back and be happy with it. So if you just start walking up right now and pressing drag through if he stays, and just placing the blade normally if he doesn't, then you get a win-win either way. But right now your blade is kind of shit and you only got one normal Q off, so it's not really worth it. Or you could have gotten better basically. And here, really stupid to walk up here. You may have a normal Q left over, but he has his Q again, and your passive is cooldown, and your Q is cooldown, so you can't get a drag through. You should always look for drag through trades. Thanks for the sub battle. So you should always look for drag through trades. Like, if you can't look for a drag through trade, then just set up the blade, or like wait for the next one, etc. Never go in for longer trades like this and trade HP evenly or even poorly. Like you lost way more than he lost there. But even if you lost the same amount, it's still bad, especially if you're running Ignite. Because remember, if you lose like half HP and the enemy is at 30%, what can the enemy do with TP? They can just back under tower, recall and TP back, and suddenly you're half HP versus a full HP enemy. So what you need to do with Ignite is like trade very cleanly. Make sure to chip the enemy down slowly by keeping yourself like 80% HP or more. So never trade away half your HP. Even if you got a better trade than this, it's still bad. So always play around your blade positioning and your drag throughs. And don't commit for trades for too long. Okay. Yeah, sure. If you had hit it, it's good. It was clearly not gonna hit, but if you thought so, it was a fine idea at least. Okay, so always have an idea about why you Q, okay? So what's the idea behind this Q that you do here? You had a Q here that's in a like decent place, and now you made the blade into a worse place, and you popped your passive and So like, what was the purpose of this Q? Is it to make it easier last hitting? Because then you have to practice last hitting without Q. Because you will need to learn that. Because a lot of Shen is about placing the blade up the lane and then pressuring with it. And if you press Q to farm all the time, then you're just gonna not be able to pressure the enemy as much and not win lane. So yeah, get away from this habit of just queuing to farm unless you really need to shove something for some reason. Always have an idea like behind your queues. And here's the same habit again. We see that you use your Q, you use your stuff, and then you just walk up into the enemy when you have cooldowns. Like, what is this? This is never gonna work out for you. And he could have just Q'd you there as well, if he realized you didn't have Q and just backed away. This might like barely work out for you or not, but yeah, it doesn't. But yeah, it's just so flippy of you. When you have ways to trade, that's always gonna work out for you. You just place your blade in a good spot, and then you wait for everything to be up. And then whenever Lee Sin walks up to auto attack a minion or lost it a minion, they walk up, drag through, start auto attacking him, and you still have your taunt for disengage. But instead you're just queuing randomly and then walking up into the enemy when your Q and passive is cooldown. I don't understand this. Like, you're in a really bad position now, right? Because when you're running Ignite and you make a mistake like this, when he's pushing away from you, the enemy can just TP and you will lose this entire wave. You will lose this entire wave of XP and now you're AFK. I'm gonna ignore that, because you would be fucked regardless if you didn't go AFK in the middle of the lane. Yeah. Let's go back like to level 1 again, because level 1 is the most important thing, I would say. If you focus on one thing, it's how you play level 1. Level 1, you want to look for short trades with empowered Qs. And then you want to make sure you get level 2 first, and you want to be ready to all in with the level 2. And you don't want to take like longer trades like you do here. You just want to chip him down and prep him so you can go for the all in with Ignite level 2 when you're still full HP and he's getting pretty low. And here as well, what you could have done, that I forgot to mention earlier, is because you can see from your XP bar that you're gonna be level 2 after this minion, right? So what you could have done is just position yourself up here, and then when this minion dies by itself, right? If you stood here right now, and when this minion dies, you can just let the minions finish it off by yourself. You can hit level 2, level up the taunt, and just taunt in. The Lee Sin is not gonna respect you because you're still level 1. While if you hit level 2 here, like you see, then he sees you hit level 2 and he runs away, right? That's why you don't hit this taunt. But if you, while you were still level 1, you walked up in preparation for the fact that you were gonna hit level 2 in just a moment, then you're almost always gonna hit the taunt. That even works in Challenger, so in your elo, definitely works. So yeah, that's gonna be pretty much it.